Hey guys, Showy here playing some more Danganronpa. Now, let's see. You mentioned imitation murder more than once, but what is that, says Monomi.
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monomi 2.5D?
Yeah, that was a very shitty masterpiece if I say so.
Hey! Don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission!
You owe her royalties now.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
Mothballs, huh.
I don't eat mothballs! I just enjoy looking at them.
That is too much information for me.
I knew it! There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
What?
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
Was he omitted though? I wonder.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
So, the reason the killer imitated two victims in the movie should be able to explain that. To mix up the killing order, to let their accomplices escape. Yeah, to mix up the killing order.
I see! The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then, Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
That seems to be the case, yes.
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
Nobody's crying and begging. What are you talking about, man?
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
This guy is getting pretty worked up. Is he the killer?
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed.
Yes. Oh, because of the blood on her shoes, maybe?
That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather.
Oh no, is this guy gonna talk that much during this trial? This is gonna be annoying.
Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
What?
Man, he's being annoying again.
He's being very annoying. Like, extremely so.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
As in...
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk!
Anyway, if this continues, we're just gonna talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Oh, so argument. Blood, candle, blood on the souls, I guess. Sure.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
Oh no. Sorry. Oh, I have lost so much life.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I had forgotten.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor,
Was there any sign she stepped on something?
Were there even any footprints at the
wait.
crime scene?
That was
Maybe
it, right?
her feet were on the floor. But she was like sitting or something. So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
Weak, 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 I say! It doesn't even pierce my heart!
Doesn't even pierce your heart? Yeah, I know what to do now.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence!
Sonia.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on?
Yes.
I agree with that. Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint bloodstains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
Yep.
If Ibuki stepped on her blood,
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded.
Uh-huh.
Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
Why are you being so fighty?
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hina.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
It seems that like that.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status.
You're insane.
However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
I had forgotten how to play this, but I'm gonna try. Rope, just being hanged. Metal key, stick paper, candle. Smudge on the floor. Maybe?
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crimes. There was no blood. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just did you see a nice nightmare?
Okay. You can step on blood that it's, I feel I've seen something on the counter.
You're
Okay.
saying the blood on Ibuki's... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
There.
Allow me to cut through those words!
Allow me to cut through those words.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things! You don't have proof of that at all!
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
when the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
No, wait, but... How do we not know that the blood didn't come there after Ibuki was... Oh no, never mind, because of her feet. Okay, it's fine.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Oh.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
Okay.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
What?
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Yeah, I'm with you, Soda.
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Oh, damn, this guy is so sly. What is it?
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
Yeah, it's getting repetitive. Tell them, Akane.
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Suicide.
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is.
Oh, you can vote for the killer, that is the victim, at the same time.
Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
Could be.
That's totally impossible. Then she never would have killed her to begin with.
No, because maybe she was ordered to kill Ibuki. Sorry, to kill Hiyoko, and she was very gullible. And then once she killed her, she broke out of the sickness?
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
Yep.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right?
Yes. That means that the other person is the killer, the one who falsified them?
After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead.
Huh.
If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
That's so funny.
She hanged herself. Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw? According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right?
I mean, there could have been someone behind the camera.
Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
You mean the person that was free? But the thing is that it could have happened at night. We don't know who...
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi.
Okay.
Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
It could be, but it could have been staged in the hospital.
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Okay.
Then we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Yeah, I don't think that's when that happened. So.
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Okay, who are we gonna go against? Mikan's account, surveillance camera video, Sonia's.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
Was he?
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Yep. Okay, let's go
We can
again.
exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
Can we?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Should I shoot the...
We can exclude the sick
Can
people
we?
like me and Akane, right?
Oh, damn.
Crap!
Okay,
We can exclude the sick people
Can
like
we?
me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
okay, maybe I don't
I
need the
think everyone
bullets.
at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
What did Sonia say in her account?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
Okay.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Let's try this one.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
Oh no. Never mind.
Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
I have an alibi.
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
I have an
What
alibi.
about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then
Oh no. My alibi doesn't count. Oh, okay. So,
Crap!
wait. I need to figure this out.
We
what-
can exclude the sick people like me and
Because
Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think
surveillance
everyone at the
camera.
motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed.
That's not.
aside from those if nobody, Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has
Okay.
failed.
Can I try this one?
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane,
Oh, okay,
right?
never mind. So I think that one is the. Why are we excluding the sick
Crap.
people? I don't know. I don't think that's
We can
possible.
exclude the sick people like me and Akane,
Can we
right?
though? I need to shoot it with something. I don't think that's correct.
Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
Huh.
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
No idea. I'm just agreeing with you, man.
Crap!
I don't know what to do, guys. This is
We
so
can
weird.
exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
What do the...
And what?
I need to figure out the truth bullets. Yeah, okay, truth bullets. Let me read them for a bit. Surveillance camera unit. Communication purposes. It's been smashed to pieces, no longer works, okay? Mikan's account. Right up until Monokuma announcement in the morning, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time. Afterwards, she went to the hospital to check. Huh. She apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. Okay. Fuyuhiko's account. After Fuyuhiko met Mikan in front of the hospital, they split up to search for Ibuki. They checked the movie theater and elected avenue, and they didn't find anyone. Apparently Fuyuhiko and Mikan were only separated for a short time. Sonya's account. Hiyoko was distraught because her kimono was disheveled. That's when Sonya apparently told her, okay. Movie's invitation ticket, yeah, I know that. So, what can I do with this? Candle? Candle was found in front of the music venue stage. It looks like the dim light in the surveillance camera video was actually light from this candle. Okay. Maybe Mikan's account? I mean, maybe that would be an alibi?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
Okay.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody
Okay.
has an alibi,
Okay, there you go.
No, that's wrong! Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
you two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
Yes?
We even woke up together that morning.
Damn.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Nice.
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I'm starting to suspect you, Mikan.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we
No,
think
actually-
about it like that.
No, I think it's Mikan.
The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
So the people who have alibis are the ones that are suspicious, huh?
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
Actually, I think it's very helpful.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
What do you mean?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Okay. The killer had a different reason. If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Inside the trap set by one of us? If so, then whose? And what kind of trap is it? Oh, trial suspended.
Hiya!
Hey, hello there, Monomi, says Monokuma. The mothballs sure look tasty today.
Stop it!
Stop it, don't characterize me as someone who lives off mothballs. And here's some chance time. Here, says Monokuma. What was that, says Monomi. Now then, Monomi's appeal time starts now. What? Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother is gonna give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck, show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. That's 99% your fault, says Monomi. While you were whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 300,000 words or so. That's too long, it'll just be a boring appeal, says Monomi. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities heading your way. Then... I'm Usami, magical miracle girl Usami. I'm an itty bitty girl who's sweet like milk. And I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
A disappointment indeed. Who are you talking about, says Monomi. I have no clue whatsoever. I have no idea what that was. Would you like to save your progress? I guess. I'm not doing so good, but I'll try to be better.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation.
Is this your appeal?
Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead.
Why did you take our memories, though?
No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this.
Okay.
Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
That's actually good advice. Now then, we have passed the middle point of the trial, maybe. And I'm gonna save and I'm gonna continue on the next video. So thank you for watching and see you next time.